So hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a first impressions on the L'Oreal Infallible Total Cover Foundation. This is the latest foundation to come out from L'Oreal, and they've done quite a few in the Infallible range. I've got the matte one, but I got it in the wrong shade, so I could never really try properly test it out, but people went crazy over that. And this one is supposed to be so high coverage it will cover tattoos. That is their claim. So I don't know about that, but this is actually gonna be kind of like a first impressions point too, because I did actually already film this, but I filmed it a couple of days ago and I ended up being so busy I didn't do any check-ins, and I didn't film. I ended up just at the end of the day I took my makeup off and I was like, I was so exhausted, I did not have the energy to film the end of it. So I have worn this for a day already, but I must admit I didn't pay that much attention to it. I kind of did one check-in in my vlog and I was like, after that I don't even know what happened. I was not paying attention to it. So this is like a first impressions point 1, point 2, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, anyway, so it's supposed to be very high coverage and it's supposed to have a matte finish. And it says covers imperfections, redness, marks, and dark spots. So I've got fairly dark under eyes at the moment, not terrible that they were darker the other day because I was so tired, and I've got quite a bit of redness kind of in my skin, on my cheeks, and I've got lots of scarring from spots, and I've got a couple of active spots on my chin. I also have extremely oily skin, so that'd be something to test this out and see how well it manages. It also has a diagram on the back with a woman, and it's got an arrow to her face and an arrow to her body, so I think this is a face and body foundation. But one thing I would say, it's very thick, I can feel the whole body of foundation moving in the bottle when I shake it. It also says it's full coverage, long wear, and it's supposed to have a weightless feel. It has about 30% more pigment, I think, than something else. I can't quite remember what the fact was. I'll find out in a minute. I was reading the website and now I haven't got it on me. I'm wearing the shade 9 Light Sand, which I think is a pretty good colour match for me. Maybe a touch too light, I seem to remember from the other day. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to apply it with a Real Techniques buffing brush. All I have got on my skin at the moment is a lightweight moisturiser, and yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so I'm going to apply it directly to the brush and then kind of blot it out on my face. It's different packaging from the other ones. It's got a flat end, whereas the other ones had a bit of a point, I think. But yeah, this is a very, very thick, moussey consistency, I would describe it as. It's holding its own shape completely. I really don't want to drop this. But can you see just how thick that is? So yeah, anyway, I'm going to try and just blot it on my skin. But that keeps happening. Okay, and now I'm just gonna blend it all out. I think I've got too much. Okay. I would definitely say I put a little bit too much on, but actually it blended out okay in the end. It blends really nicely, really easy to work with. It's got a nice sort of yellowy undertone, which is good. You don't get that in a lot of drugstore foundations. It's not quite coming across on camera, but in person this definitely has a yellowy undertone, which is good. I would say it has gone, this is going to sound weird, it's gone into my scarring around here. It's sitting in there though. I can see darker, I don't think you can see this on camera, I can see darker sections where it's gone into the scars and it's just sitting there and it's kind of highlighting them. How bizarre. Also, I would say it is making my sort of, what is this even called, the tiny little baby hairs on the side of my face, it's highlighting them a little bit. To coverage wise, I am pretty happy with it. It's covered most imperfections on my face. You can't really see, it's covered the spots and stuff quite well on my chin. Yeah, I'd give this a pretty good rate for coverage. I would definitely say it's a touch too pale, but that's fine, I can bronze up. I'm going to put a bit of concealer on. I didn't put any on the other day, but I'm kind of curious as to how it's going to work with concealer. Because some foundations just don't work very well with concealer. I'm going to use the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer to see how that works, and I'm going to set it with the Maybelline Fit Me powder. I would say without powder it has kind of like a satiny finish, so you definitely need to set it. I mean, I don't understand foundations that say don't need to set it. To me that is just like, that's like saying you don't need to put any other makeup on other than foundations. Like, obviously you do, like, just don't be stupid. Well, there's like, I know what it's like. It's like saying you don't need to put mascara on when you put liquid eyeliner on. No, you still need to put mascara on. It has kind of clung to the like baby hairs on my forehead pretty badly, which I hate because I have quite a few down the side here, but it's actually clung more to these ones up here, which I don't really know why. I've got a feeling this is gonna cake though. That is my only sort of comment for now. But yeah, anyway, it's pretty high coverage. I wouldn't say it's the highest coverage foundation I have ever used, but it's like higher coverage than your standard foundation. So yeah, anyway, the time currently is, oh god, I just tapped my watch too many times. The time is currently 9:20 and I will do the rest of my makeup now and then check in with you a little bit later on to see how it's wearing. Okay, so I'm back. It's been about half an hour and I've just done my makeup, and I actually have noticed this foundation is sitting a bit weirdly on my forehead. It's kind of like separated. I don't think you're going to be able to see it. It's not obvious from about like a meter away, but it's obvious when I'm looking at myself in the mirror, and on my chin it's just sitting a bit weirdly on both. It looks kind of, I haven't got my mirror, it just looks like it's separated a bit up here. No, yeah, on my chin. I don't know. Also, I don't think it's a matte finish. I put powder on and I'm still a bit shiny. I mean, I've put like highlight on like here on my nose and stuff, but like, you see on my forehead, I don't think it's quite matte. You know, it's just, it's not like a super matte finish and they claim it to be like a matte finish and I just wouldn't call this matte. So yeah, just wanted to quickly update you on those things. I think it's going to get quite cakey. It does feel quite lightweight, I'll give it that, but I think it's going to get cakey throughout the day. Okay, so I'm just waiting at the train station to pick up Matt, my boyfriend, from the train station. What am I saying? Basically, foundation is just getting worse by, I don't know what it is. It's this bit up here, looks gross. It's starting to get a bit cakey around here. As you can see, I'm quite shiny. The oil's coming through my chin. It's just coming off completely. I do normally get, by the end of the day, like patches on my chin where there isn't any foundation, but this is just really premature, and nah, it's not doing it for me. I'm kind of like embarrassed that my skin looks this bad because, you know, I'm gonna go see people today and I'm like, I look gross. Like, I just look cakey and oily and gross. So the time is now, it's 12:30, so this has not even been on for that long and it looks disgusting already. Okay, so the time is currently 5 o'clock, so I've had this foundation on for a reasonable amount of time now and I kind of feel like I don't want to wear it anymore. I want to take it off. It just feels super cakey, super greasy. The coverage, I would not say the coverage is high. You can definitely still see imperfections and I felt like I had to use concealer. Matt's watching me and it's really off-putting. Finish, I don't think this is a matte finish anymore. I'm very shiny. I do normally use primer with my foundations, but it does still claim that it's got a matte finish, so clearly it hasn't. It's very, like, if I touch it, it will just come straight off. So it's not got very good lasting power. I'll zoom in to show you kind of the worst areas. So you can see it really just highlights all of my pores really badly. Very cakey, very greasy. And up on my forehead it's still kind of like separated a little bit weirdly around there. It's kind of gotten a bit better throughout the day, but it's still pretty gross. And on my chin there is just like no foundation here. So yeah, overall I think that the price is being $7.99 is a little bit high. I think it's probably more ideal for someone with a kind of more normal skin type. I wouldn't say it's probably very ideal for someone with a dry skin type because I think it would cling to all of your dry patches. Definitely not good for oily. So if you've got a fairly normal skin type or maybe slightly oily and you want something that's kind of a matte finish, pretty high coverage, I would say that this is probably a good choice. It is very weightless, but with my oil it's gone quite cakey throughout the day. I like this shade. I think this is a good shade for me, number 9. It's kind of a pale, warm toned foundation, which is quite hard to get in the drugstore, but it's not super high coverage. I would say it's more of a medium coverage for me. I do think you could build it though, so if you did want it to be super high coverage, you probably could get it there. So yes, that is everything that I have to say about this foundation. Let me know how you found it down below. Just like leave your skin type so if someone else is interested they can find out. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!